obvious to you as it is to me? Like, am I bugging?
No, you're not bugging. What it is, it's the beginning of the season, but if you take this and you aggregate it from what Atkinson has given us since he started coaching, that's what
Yes.
I'm looking at. There's no change since he started coaching.
Yes. Yes. And that's where the problem is, because if you had a Christian Wood, pause, you could you can actually have someone who could come from the weak side, who has a 7 foot
Exactly.
wingspan, who could shoot the three, who could take someone off the
Hmm.
dribble. Like, I don't understand how they look at Torian Prince and go, "Oh, this is going to make it work in this system," because the Atkinson system requires you to be able to dribble drive. And because
Yes.
defenses know that Torian Prince can't finish at the cup, they're they're giving him all the pressure to where they almost want him to dribble around and try to score. Are you peeping that?
I'm rooting for Torian Prince. I am. I like him,
I
but
do
he's
too.
not the answer. He's not the answer, especially next to Joe Harris.
Mm.
One of them got to come off the bench.
It would only make sense,
One of
right?
them, one of them got to come off the bench. Push Joe to the bench. Let him come off the bench with Spencer. Push Torian down to the three. Try our boy Rudy on Karoof. Maybe he'll snap out of the funk.
I
You got to do something.
All right. So obviously there were some players that are rumored to be on the team because Kyrie wanted them and because
Oh, here we
KD
go.
wanted them, right?
He doesn't need to play at all. You don't even got to say his name. He don't need to play at all. Are you talking about that man Temple?
Listen, I think so I'm saying this to say the location, not to brag. But I sat courtside the first 3 seasons, and
Hmm.
I promise you, it's a good thing that I responsibly can't do it right now, because
If he drag you out of there,
I might choke Garrett Temp. Like, 'cause it's not Garrett's fault, because Garrett is doing what he. Yo, if the coach
well, he
take you
does.
off the bench, you're gonna play it, right? You're not gonna say no, coach. Are you bugging?
Exactly.
Like, it makes no sense to me. It's not even like there's a history like, oh, remember that year Garrett Temple got 15 and 6 off the bench? Man, he was amazing. Garrett Temple for his career averages 5.9 points a game. He's a horrendous basketball player. And for some reason, Atkinson
He's
looks at him and sees the linchpin to fix everything
he's
that's wrong with us.
the he's the first person off the bench. It's crazy. Besides Dinwiddie, so Temple is your seventh man. Then you got a terrible basketball team
Yeah.
if Garrett Temple is your seventh man.
Do you believe people were saying that some of this team was deep?
I was one of those people. I thought we were deep. I
I
did.
I never thought
But I
we were
didn't
deep.
think that I didn't think that we'd see Garrett Temple and David Nwaba tandem coming off the bench. I didn't even think David Nwaba was gonna hardly play. I understand that Chandler, the suspension, that kind of messed up the rotation. But Atkinson praised Musa. He praised him specifically, and now he doesn't play him.
I don't know what anybody saw on that coaching staff in that organization that made them feel like the 18 points per game that Johnson was getting this summer was less significant than the 6 points per game Garrett Temple was getting in the summer. Like, what part of he would come off the bench and take leads back? He led the charge against the Lakers. and
Yes, he
there was
did.
and it was against first team Lakers as well. And so for me, I have to question this man's judgment, and it's not because of the 3 games. It's immature to judge someone over 3 games. But I advocated for you. Remember that, right? I took to Twitter because I was afraid somebody was gonna try to hire Brian Shaw or something crazy like that. Like there was a lot
Hmm.
of bad names that was out there at the time, and I said Kenny Atkinson is our guy. He's a developmental
You did.
coach. I wanted him. So when I'm criticizing him, in a way, I'm criticizing me because I advocated for this coach. It,
He is very slow to adjust. That is a huge flaw. Very slow. And you know what I'm getting scared of? I don't want him to kill Musa's confidence.
yeah.
Because when Musa first came over here, he thought he was white European Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. You need somebody who's going to come off the. Do you remember Ginobili when he got to San Antonio?
Yeah.
Greg Popovich used to literally lose hair over this dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Because in Spain, he would just go off.
Off.
He didn't play in the system. He just would get the ball and he would just go. So when he got to Popovich, but what Popovich never did was Popovich never took away what makes him him.
Him special.
So
Musa is special. He's 6'9". He can dribble. He could play a little point if you want. He has crazy confidence in his game. You got to. Hey, he's a decent rebounder. He can assist the ball. That's exactly what you need on that second team coming off the bench with Dinwiddie.
all they don't have enough ball handlers to play like the way they want to play. I do not understand what calculation that Atkinson has made that says, you know what you need next to David Nwaba? Damn near exactly the same player in Garrett Temple.
Just a little bit taller and light skinned.
And there's Nets fans talking about, oh, Dinwiddie is turning over the ball. Do you think it possibly could be Dinwiddie is turning over the ball because he doesn't have many options out there?
When Dinwiddie has the ball, the entire defense is turned and looking at him.
They just
Because
collapse
they
on
know
him.
there's nothing else there. Yo, but Dinwiddie, that green light he got is something special because he's out of pocket this season.
But
he is wild because he's trying to force the issue.
you know what? I feel his urgency though. The team is. It's not like he's getting the ball and they're up 15-20. He's getting the ball and they're struggling against bad teams. So I understand why he would push the issue. And running the offense is not the solution right now because 2 of the choices are bad players, are 5 points per game players. And I understand that there's intangibles. I understand that there's championship winning plays, that you don't see in the box score and all that nonsense, right? But here's what I know about these 2 players. They shoot for a low percentage. They turn over the ball. They can't finish, like they can't make a play on their own. It's not like Dinwiddie could pass the ball to him in their corner, and if they're not wide open, completely wide open, they can't go to the basket. There's no third or fourth move that these dudes have. So basically they just go out there on the team and they just muck up the team. Where if you threw a Johnson out there, when a play break down, he could go to the basket and score on his own. He's a better shooter than he's a better shooter than both of those dudes. And what's worse, because he's 6'9", he might impede some of these other players, and he's not a good defender, but they're not good defenders either.
Exactly. That's the rub right there. You can't be a bad defender and a bad offensive player, a bad scorer. No, let's pull it back for a second.
Mm.
We got to talk about the young big man. What's happening? Who is the Nets big man coach? Number one.
Listen, it's not. I will die by this. I will live and die by this belief. And it was confirmed for me because I watched DeAndre Jordan struggle in the same defense as well. The Nets defense basically uses the lobs and dunk center to just guard the paint. It's almost like they're always in a zone, right? But the
They're
challenge,
daring you to shoot.
Exactly. They want you to shoot mid range. That's the instruction they're giving their bigs, and then the big is on an island because the power forward or the person filling that slot, they have two wings and they have no interior defense. So what happens is, theoretically what they want is for Jarrett to just contest all shots or if not block it, then change the shots of any shot that's going in the post. But the problem with that is bigs in the NBA are so skilled that once they get that low, if you do not have a second or third, like we watched the championship defense with Toronto. They would send Gasol and Ibaka at you at the same time, and and even OG Anunoby is a big boy on the wing. So they have the physicality. They're sending two people at you because nobody can guard the best centers one-on-one. You can't guard Karl Anthony Towns one-on-one. You definitely can't guard Embiid one-on-one. So what happens is Jarrett gets left on an island by himself. You see it all the time. He basically goes out there. He has to defend the person flat-footed. So now it's not like he's coming off of the wing and doing what he does best and just swatting at the ball. That's what the Knicks do with Mitchell Robinson, and that's why he gets so many blocks. It's because it's because they have the other big on the other side of the post, and what they do is they'll funnel the center or the big that's trying to score on a dribble drive or on a post up, and they'll funnel them to the side that Mitchell Robinson is on, and he'll just come in and he'll just block it. And the Nets don't do that.
That explains the defense. I mean, what about the offense, bro? He can't catch the ball. He's still going up weak. He'll get the ball at the rim, and his pump fake go out weak, either get it blocked or he'll miss a bunny. If he doesn't dunk it, it's a wrap. And he never passes out. He never passes out the post.
I think he does pass it out the post. I give him a lot of credit for passing it out the post, but I will agree with you. His handling of the ball has been just ugh.
From year one to now, what's the improvement is what I'm saying on offense. He doesn't have a jump hook. He don't have a set. He doesn't have any move, any go-to move.
I can't defend him. But I don't think they want him to. I think they want him to catch lobs.
I understand it's the lob and block center now, but damn, you get it in the post 5 feet, at least throw up a little hook, something. Have a move. I saw at the beginning of the season, preseason, he tried to work on some like reverse pivot joint, but his footwork is terrible.
Yeah, and his chemistry with Taurean Prince is non-existent. Like
I mean, look, we have a lot of new players we got to get integrated, but I really expected a lot more from this dude. I don't know if his confidence is shook because DeAndre Jordan is there, and DeAndre is like a better version of what he was, of what he is. You know what I'm saying? With blocks and lobs, he's like the prototype.
Yep.
And now